Hey, we all made it. We're here, or some of us are here. We got an amazing drop today. We got Tarzan. We are already, I think we've had 210, 211, 212, 213, 214, 215, and now 216. Everyone has been waiting for this. One of the best drops ever. Even if this had 1,000 editions, I don't think this would do too well. But anyways, we're here to talk a little bit about that. Hey, we got D. You're up early. Good to see you. Of course, we want to talk VeveVerse. And I have a guest here coming at some point. Don't know where he is yet, but he'll be on. So G-Money's here, and he's confused. Why are you confused? Are you confused about the comic? Why are we confused? But anyways, we're here. And good morning to everyone. I don't know if everyone saw the VeVe demo last night. I went ahead and did a little stream with Mo Knows last night. He got a little triggered. He wasn't too happy. We're going to go ahead and watch it here in a little bit when we get a few more people on, just to kind of go over it. You have to remember it was fan art and all of that. And although I was a little bit more excited at the beginning, Mo had me convinced, and I think he might be right. We needed something more. But again, keep in mind that that was fan art, and so you got to think about that when you're watching it. You know, it didn't get many people excited, I don't think, but and I don't think it's going to bring in new people, which is kind of disappointing. But you know, maybe they dropped the ball here, but they can pick it up and go again. Mo would say it's over. They keep lying to us. I think they're just trying to figure out how to make it in this world. So I'm still excited about the VeveVerse. I'm still excited about VeVe. I'm supposed to do with Mo tonight a stream with Fromy and the Biggest Bro. Need to hear back from them about times. Hopefully Mo did not scare off Fromy, but he's pretty good at promoting it, and I like to talk to him about it. And of course, Dan went over other things that aren't in the demo that sound cool, so we'll be going over that. Yes, but today's comic, as D says, is a pass. So, and Big A does not think Mo knows. He does know. He does know. Yeah, tomorrow's drop should be good. Spider Boy, I'm excited about that. I will be streaming that. So hopefully I will get to see you all. Make sure I've got the right invite code to go out. I think I do. Let's see. Oh, here we go. I did have the right one. All right, so here we go, guys. We're gonna have a guest. I need to fill him in. He can fill us in his thoughts. We've got the best man from England here, Bob Sales, man. How you doing?
Hello, mate. You all right?
Good to see you. Long time no see.
I know I've been missing you lot this week. It's been hard for me this week, I must admit.
Is it like when Vault wouldn't stream and I'd have withdrawals? I'd be like, oh man, when am I supposed to actually like just sit here and just look at the screen for a drop instead of listening? So it is fun to listen to people. I just wish I had somebody to listen to. So, but anyways, it's good to see you. We got Shankster here. He's saying, what's up? Yeah, you're 100% right. It's fan art. They definitely should have showed an actual demo, though, and not a user-made short film. And we're going to take a look at it soon and get everyone's opinion. Yeah, say what you want. Be negative. I don't care if you're being negative. Just be nice to people. Just like, don't say, you know, if you don't like it, you think it's crap, that's fine. Let us know in the chat. Totally cool. Bob, have you seen the demo yet? Did you actually see the demo?
So I watched your video this morning, funny enough. So
okay,
I see a little bit. So I see a little bit of the demo because I've not actually watched the interview or any of that yet because I got like 10 minutes in and I'm not being funny. It's a bit dull.
Right. It's a long interview, and we've heard this stuff before. You know, we're looking for that alpha that's going to just change everything. And I will say, at least Dan was being a little, at least in my opinion, was being a little bit more upfront about the time frame. That's going to take a while. So, yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what happens here. So we'll get playing that here in a second, guys. We got 5 minutes until the Tarzan comic drop. I don't get why we're going in this succession of 210 to 216. Is 210 where it switched over from DC? Is that what happened?
I was about to say the drop's already been, right?
You mean this drop?
Yeah.
No. This is today.
But it's already been. We've missed it like an hour ago, didn't we?
Did we miss it? No.
1 second. Let me check my phone. Wait, I'm up.
Now you got me all like.
Yeah, 4 p.m. 8th of November, 4 p.m. So we've missed it like half an hour ago.
Oh, well then you know what's going on? I'm on a total different wavelength here. I don't know why I didn't do this earlier. So guys, I drove back yesterday, did a late stream. Yeah, I don't know what I'm thinking.
Because you said I'm going to do it 20 minutes later, I thought you literally meant 20 minutes after the drop. That's why I didn't question it. I was just like, oh, right, okay.
Well, anyways, we're here.
But it's Tarzan. No one cares.
It is, yeah. Nobody cares about Tarzan. I'm a complete idiot. It's like I'm so you got to understand. Like my computer, everything's messed up. Everything has different time zones on it. I've got Vegas on one. I've got Eastern on another. So yes, absolutely, it's already out there. But the good news is the market's open, and I'm a complete idiot. Yeah, see, even the Cobra saying get it together. Now I understand why everyone's confused. Yeah. No, I should have been up early. I guess I overslept.
And then your drop stream was even saying it was tomorrow, and I was like, hang about, does he realize it's today?
I don't even know. I don't know what the hell I'm doing. I'm trying to get back into the swing of things. I will say I'm glad to be here in front of my desk at home. No more vacations, no more leaving. So
until the next one, anyway.
Until the next one, right. Nobody was going to buy this anyway. So anyways, guys, you can't join the wait list. You can just go buy it in the market. Let's see how much it is. Okay.
Let's face it, no one wants to even do that.
It's two gems. I mean, I've got better things to do with 2 gems. So, all right. So let's do this since I've totally fucked up the stream. I've already messed it up.
There's under 100 on the floor at the minute.
It's crazy. It's going to go less. I mean, I'm seeing comics now for $1.40, $1.50. This is what I'm going to do. Let's go pull up.
Secret Rare's already 30 gems.
Oh, you're kidding me. I feel like you know what? Shush, Bob. Don't convince me to buy something that I shouldn't buy.
I just tried to buy it and someone brought it.
Yeah, for 30 gems. I mean, that's a little.
For 30 gems, that's cheap, right?
It might be worth it. Okay, guys. So let's do this. Let's take a look at the demo since I have no clue what I'm doing. We're gonna go ahead. We're gonna take a look at the demo now. We got a better drop tomorrow. Let's talk about the demo on the other side. Yeah, it may not mute you, Bob. So if it doesn't, you could do it, or whatever. Here we go. Let's give this a look and talk about it on the other side. Can you hear it? By the way, everyone hear it?
I can't. No.
You can't hear it?
Sound.
Oh crap! Nobody hears this because I can hear it.
I can hear it now.
Okay. Sorry.
I don't see any comics. I see posters. Oh, there's a comic.
Mm-hmm.
Really? Sorry, my phone went.
Yeah, you're cool. All right, so there we go. I was going to pause it on something we could actually look at, but there we go. That is, oh, my damn dogs won't shut up. Yeah, so there you go, guys. What do you think? Bob, I mean, again, it's a demo. So and Shankster was asking, do we know who made it? I think it is Just Tales of Rizzo. I think he's the one who made it. And good for him. Like I can't do it. Nice job.
Looks nice.
Yeah, it looks nice, but
I'm
like
not sure about
again,
the graphics.
I don't A lot of people said, well, it's old graphics. I don't really care about that stuff because I always joke, kids will deal with Roblox and all that. And Mo had his point
That's
of why,
true.
but it's just we needed something more, at least for other people. This might be good enough for us, or for some of us. This is not good enough to bring in more people, and that's the problem, right? So, yeah, I'm a little. I don't understand why they wouldn't have released their own thing. Like they could have released something that was epic. They could have paid a little bit money to do it and not rely on fans to make this for them. They have the money to do it, and it's so important for them to portray with their vision, not the fans' vision. Now I know it's a little piece of it, and but it's just a little worrisome. What do you think, Bob?
So it looks all right. It looks all right, and credit to the guy that made it because that must have took goddamn ages.
Right.
So credit to that guy. But at the same time, I agree with you. If you're going to release something like that, that should have been a VeVe release. It should have been on VeVe's channel, and it should have been a VeVe's creation, pretty much. Or they pay multiple people to help create them something really big. I don't see why we got the one piece of, because like you say, it's like fan art, right?
Right, exactly, which is fine, which is great. Like that's what when we get in the VeveVerse, or even like in our showrooms in the past, we wanted to build them up, show people that's great, but like VeVe needs to show what they're working on. At this point, I'm just like just don't even say anything until it's ready to go. It's just not worth it because you're not going to get new people excited, which I think is important. We need to bring new people in, but again, I'm not counting them out. I'm definitely not counting out VeVe. I still think the cream rises to the top. I think that's they have the biggest IPs. I just think this is another thing. Mo was saying that this Dan was cleaning up what David you said the other day about how it was just a big showroom. I don't think it's gonna be. I think Dan did clear that up in the way he was talking. It wasn't portrayed in the video. So yeah, and by the way, this was Mr. Falcon.
I was about to say it looks a bit better than a glorified showroom.
Yes,
I would say. And then to see the Coke truck driving around, that's pretty cool. And then the gliders flying above. I'd like to know if that's something someone's done on like their own creation, like what you do with the animations, or whether they've done it themselves, or whether there's something in VeVe that's you can literally set a course for something to fly.
Yeah, that's a good question, right? Like, because we've been told we know we can drive around our vehicles in AR or whatever.
Because that's pretty cool.
That's my thing. I think before they even do this, and let me know in the chat if you guys think the same. I feel like why not give us the racing? That like we know that was the big thing. Just give us a track to race on. Just give us an oval. Let us go round and round and round. It doesn't have to be something massive. That would be cool. Okay, so just real quick, because we got Mr. V here, and of course, this is from the Vantage podcast. So congrats to you guys for getting that interview. That's amazing. Awesome. So he's saying, I don't want to speak for the company, but I think it was short notice for the company to release an actual demo that would have been substantially meaningful. Yeah, I think so. I think that could have been, they just didn't have enough time to release what they wanted. And I know you guys had this great interview, and I appreciate what Dan said about utility. I appreciated him being, I think more upfront this time about it's just going to take a lot of time. Things like why did they get rid of trading? They realized that there was a lot of, bad stuff going on, criminal action and stuff. So they have to be careful now moving forward since they've seen. He basically said if there's a way to take advantage of the system, there's going to be people who are going to do it. So they have to be very careful every move they make, whether bringing back trading or anything like that. Jimbo Lee Lingo, good to see you, man. I am back in town, so we got to talk and get our showcase up there. And one last thing from Mr. V. We asked Dan, and he initially said it'd be his showroom and a lobby, but he changed it up. So I mean, the hype should have matched what the demo was, and I think it did for some people. So I don't know. You can let me know in the chat. Go ahead. I'm gonna put
the other thing I'd say about that demo is it was like a one-sided demo. It had a theme to it, which was obviously the Arkham Knights, the Gotham sort of insane asylum. That was the theme by the looks of it, Batman themed.
Right.
So there wasn't a lot of Disney stuff. There wasn't no Disney stuff in there. There wasn't nothing like that. So it's limiting to what you can make with that certain IP. And the guy has actually themed it what looks like Arkham Asylum with the little lights going around and stuff like that. So it's pretty cool. But that's only one room, one theme. So I'm hoping there's going to be hundreds of others, right? Because some of the beta testers said they could have 15, 16 rooms at one time. And I'm not sure if they're like where you have on VeVe, where the showrooms, where you can have 15 showrooms, or whether you can literally walk from one room to the next showroom to the next, like,
which would be cool, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and somebody
make it a bit more worldly, right?
And the thing is I know, like with Fromy, he has an NDA, so like if we end up doing the interview later tonight, for what he can say, I don't know what they're going to be able to tell us or what he'll be able to tell us, but I do want to get a perspective of a beta tester because, Dan, this wasn't everything. It's important to know that this was just a small snapshot. It just was disappointing because we were expecting some major alpha or something to just excite us, and to me it just seems like the same. So
well, it's like the first week when the beta testers come out, and we had like 2 weeks of beta testing spaces and stuff like that. They actually pumped quite a few items like the Avengers Tower and stuff like that. That sounded like there was a lot more than what we're being seen here, because people were on about playing chess in there. They were on about making games in their arcade machines and stuff.
Right.
But I think at a point they were told maybe you should quiet down, everyone. You're supposed to be testing it in private, not telling everyone all the ins and outs. So I reckon that's why it went quiet for a little while. But yeah, from the first couple of weeks, I would say it's going to be better than that. That's just, to me, that looks like fan art, and it's like one scenario out of the
and it is. It's Mr. Falcon, as Big A was telling us. And by the way, Denny, ahoy, good to see you. Let us know in the chat kind of what you thought. And I don't, you can be negative, be positive. Just tell us your thoughts, just, keep it nice if as far as specific people.
It's one of the other things I'd say is that video, where was it published? Was it YouTube, Twitter? Was it, because that always, like we know with StreamYard, right? If you don't pay the $50, you're not going to get the 1080 resolution.
Right, you won't get the best. So this was actually Will and Mr. V got it on the Vantage podcast. They were able to release it first, and then the clip I had was just like how they clipped it out. So if it didn't look good, it's probably could have just been my computer or whatever. But that's
also this was that middle of their stream.
Was it what?
Middle of their stream, so in their stream somewhere,
yes
right?
So that actually they must have released it this morning or late last night, where they have it where you can just grab it. But yes, originally it was like in the middle of the stream, you had to go and see it, and then they talked about it afterwards. So
it also means like if it's in the original, if it's in the stream, then they've been on StreamYard for a little while as well. That normally tends to lower the quality sometimes. I don't know what they use, whether they use StreamYard or not, but when you're on a live stream, it seems to. So I'm hoping that maybe the quality's been downgraded a little bit somewhere along the line, because it's like when you upload Twitter, if you don't pay for the mark or whatever, you get lower quality. StreamYard's the same.
It is.
So I'm hoping it's going to be something like that.
I will say, when I went back, like as far as the quality, it goes in and out, and that could be just my internet or something like that. Again, as my point made, and Mo didn't agree with it, but like kids are willing to deal with Roblox and 8-bit quality stuff. Again, for me, it's about what we can do in there.
Massive.
Yeah, Minecraft, right? It's what can we do in there, and what do we want to do in there? And so some of us want to build, some of us, don't care about that. We want something more. I think hanging out, I think doing new, interesting things. We're just gonna have to figure it out. It's really hard to put this together. I mean, you can put together a good-looking, I guess, game and stuff, but to put together a whole world that just works, that's not easy. So yeah, good for them for trying. Hanano, good to see you, man. Good to see you. Thanks for dropping by.
I mean, there is a couple of pluses in there. So the vehicles are definitely moving, so that's a plus. And then you've got where the Batman was standing at the end on the towers. So them towers were obviously the building blocks, what are already in the VeveVerse, because they said there'd be like cylinders and squares. Right. They're obviously not an IP tower, so he's obviously made that out of literally the other objects. And then you see the decal on the side of the Coca-Cola truck. That was pretty cool, the way the way you managed to put that on there, and even when it was moving,
hold on a second.
Still on there, sort of thing.
Yeah. Oh no, keep talking. I didn't mean to. I was going to pull this up for.
And it's the same as the blimp as well. The blimp in the air. All right, the lights don't look the best. I'm not going to lie. The graphics of the lights looks kind of shoddy.
Right.
But it's a nice idea. And where did the blimp even come from? We don't have a blimp in VeVe. So there is extras in there. Same as the Arkham Asylum gate. Like, where did that come from? Do we have a collectible with the Arkham Asylum gate on there?
Right. So I'll just kind of talk. We could talk it through.
So it's like the Arkham Asylum gate you just see. I mean, that top view looks terrible. I'm not going to lie.
This looks right. It looks like we're going back to the late 90s.
Yeah.
And which again, it's fine if this is functional, right? Like if this is functional, I'm okay. Again, it's hard to pull off something where you're going to have a lot of people in there and to make it work. But this again is fan art. They need to release something that they've put together, and they may. And again, this is just a quick snapshot. And I think Dan was kind of doing a little cleanup with David Yu's interview to kind of be like, hey guys, this is way more than just a big showroom, which I absolutely believe. It's just that is what David Yu do. So he had to clean it up. So
it's one of the other things they did mention about the NFTs the first couple of weeks. So the ones with water, there's an Alison, I think it might be an Alison Bamcat. It's Tara McPherson, the zombie girl. In like a little puddle of water that barely moves, and that was the animation at the time, and everyone was not happy, including me, because that was a piss poor animation.
Right.
But apparently you can extend the water itself, but keep the collectible the same size. So you can extend all that water so it makes like a black oily sort of pond that ripples, because it does ripple, but when it's bigger it probably looks better. We don't see any of that in here where they've enlarged part of the collectible and not the other part of the collectible. So there's definitely more to come, I would think. Absolutely.
And Hinano's saying that he only used and I'll just put it at the back here. We'll leave it there for a second. Tails only used 10 collectibles in that video. Everything else was created. So there's 10 real collectibles. Everything else was created. So I mean, again, I couldn't freaking create this thing, and it's good. And we need fan art. We need VeVe when they're going to promote something to really make it big. Like, we got to go big, guys. Otherwise we're just not going to convince people. That internally we may say, okay, cool, we can see that vision, but nobody else is going to see the vision that we see, and that's the problem.
I'd love to know what that Callum guy thinks to this demo. Do you remember that Callum guy? I'd love to know what he thinks to this demo, because he slaughtered the last one at the event, but that was shown at the event, so it was pretty trash. I mean, one point Dan got lost in the floor, right? I mean, this looks 10 times better than what we see at the event, 100 million times.
Now, that event was over a year ago, right? Like, the original. So, I mean, this is the thing. They could have improved. I can just actually keep playing this in the background so people can kind of see it.
And they have took on different companies as well since partnered with different, like Alibaba, for instance. They were doing their own metaverses and stuff like that. And I'm not sure if that's then gone into the other site, the Cavernous site, whether they've tried to help change that because they realized Cavernous was not getting to where they wanted to be, if that makes sense. So they're starting to help. I'm not sure if that is the case, but
I mean, that's cool, like you said, how the vehicles move. I just want to know, where's my moon cabbage? I can't have a VeveVerse without a moon cabbage and a Tarzan, Tarzan card.
On what this will make you laugh now. On one of the first VeVe Mates episodes, I think it was the first or second, when I was with D, Hunanu, Alex, and all the team. So that was one of I think that was the second episode. Apparently Dee's going to be a cabbage farmer, and she's going to have a whole garden of cabbages. Funny enough, a couple of days after that conversation, the cabbage started going up in price. We actually managed to change the price as a bunch of nobodies at the time, because no one knew who we were.
Yeah, nobody knew what that was.
They knew a bit of me because I've been running the channel for a while, and they'd seen everyone else on Twitter and stuff, but no one had their channels at the time. And I will always remember that that episode because of the cabbage. That was
the
so
damn
funny.
cabbage.
I'm not gonna lie, the cabbage was.
I get so much crap because I had Shelby Cobra buy that. So that's why I kid, I joke a lot.
Did you pay full price as well?
She paid full price, and you can still go in the market, guys, and pay full price if you want that pain point, because I think it's 10 on the market. But yeah, like G Money saying, imagine how crazy Ron English world is going to be. I'm excited for that, and that's the thing. Like that's what's really cool. Like we can have like really big artists. And obviously Ron English big in the app too, artist and big in the app. Like to see him put something together, that's cool too. So I'm still excited. Again, as far as what we learned last night, a lot of the same. We're working on this, but I mean, I believe it. I've seen differences in what they're doing. Again, they're not going to move as fast as we want. We want it yesterday, and I want it yesterday. But I'm going to give them a chance. People like Mo, maybe not so much, but
from an outside perspective,
which is what we need.
Yeah, from an outside perspective, it doesn't look the best, but from our perspective, it looks a lot better than what we had.
Right, that's exactly right.
We might be a bit biased to how it looks.
That's exactly right. If you were to show this, so if I showed this to my friend Charlie at Hero War Central, and I don't know if you've played that game. I mean, that game looks good. It's a good game. And you showed him something like this, it would be trash, right? Like he would say, but I hate saying that because Mr. Falcon, it's not trash. You didn't make trash. It's just not what we were expecting.
Whoever put it together done a really good job. You can't.
I couldn't put together the 2 lines on the road. So
it's definitely not about that.
Right.
It's more about the squares. Why is everything so square and blocky?
That's because we're probably going back to like 1992 for that stuff, right? But there you go. There's the blimp. So he made that. But there are cool. I can see people wanting to.
Can you pause it when it gets to that pink picture? Because I want to see what that is. That one there. What is that? Is that's not a VeVe collectible, right? What even is that?
No, is that it looks like kind of like a Joker symbol, right?
So maybe so it does mean you can import other stuff, because I think that's where the Arkham Asylum thing come from, because obviously,
right. Well, and if you look at the truck at the very end, right, he puts the Joker sticker on the side of the Coca-Cola truck. So
I think we have a collectible looking like that Joker, though.
Like that, it looked very Christmassy.
I think the face.
Oh, the face itself. Yeah, Jokers, he did other stuff, and you can see there's hidden stuff all in here. Why won't the?
I mean, that bit looks all right.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, could you imagine you had portals or something like that? Or what if you traded your collectibles and it was like an old bank? You put a pneumatic thing and it shoots it out. But hopefully I think we need to see what's up. And just looking at the votes right now, we don't have a tremendous amount of votes, but did the VeveVerse demo excite you? 42% said yes, 58% said no. So I mean, it's kind of 50-50. We are like, I don't want to say we're fanboys. We definitely want VeVe to succeed, Yeah. But I'll call them out. I'll call them out if I don't like what they did. It doesn't matter what I say. It matters what everyone says as a whole. I don't think this was a great thing to put out for as much as it was hyped. And I know Will and Mr. V, the Vantage podcast, those guys are awesome. They do a great job. An insane podcast, and now they're doing YouTube stuff and releasing these on YouTube. So good for them, getting best interviews. So props to them for that. I just want to see VeVe like go on and kill it on their podcast with a really amazing demo. They deserve it. We deserve it. So, and it may happen. So here's SoCal saying, with hundreds of man hours and creative talent involved, how much would this experience sell for? Wow, I don't know. That's a good question. Bao saying, in 2023, this is so low quality. You can't afford this level of quality with today's technology. So let me just ask you, Bao, again, if I go back and say Minecraft and games like that, Roblox, can we have it? Is it more the experience? Like I can go back and play Tetris on the old Game Boy in that black and white green screen thing, and I love it. So
I still have mine.
Right. So
for the Game Boy as well.
Does the quality? If I go back and play Ping, I'd probably be, or Pong or whatever, I'd be happy with that. So maybe quality doesn't matter, but It is pretty low quality.
It's the same as 007's GoldenEye. So I've still got my N64, my Super Nintendo, and now and again I do play GoldenEye still, even though it's really not the best looking game in the world. But at the time, I remember playing it, so I'm still
And now it doesn't hold up as well, but it was pretty amazing back then. And I think Hanana's right. If it just had the cabbage, a cabbage garden, a cabbage farm, this would have blown it all away. And by the way, we're getting our warning now that we got packages. But also, guys, I'm starting a box company. If you guys need boxes, I've got tons of them because I think Amazon's here 30 times a day and a bunch of other companies. So thanks, Shelby Cobra, for starting a new business. I appreciate it. Yep, and there they go. In my opinion, you don't hire let's see, framers to do finished carpentry. Right. To do finished carpentry, I think VeVe should implement some same. I agree. Like, again, they can on their stuff release the fan art, the fans release it, and we'll love it. But when it comes to something that is being provided from the top, it needs to come from the top. We need their
first
vision.
look should have been from
we need the vision. Yes, who let the dog out? Obviously I didn't. She said dogs. There's only one dog here, so she has the other dog. But yeah, so okay, we'll just let this continue in the background. I mean, we can kind of look in here, and there's a plane, and there's all this stuff.
Again, what he's done with the mask. The mask looks pretty cool with all the bars.
And I love
like Bane now.
I love that Steve Pugh Harley Quinn. I've always wanted it, and I looked last night. It's like 1,900. I've been waiting for that thing to go for 500. I'd buy it in a second, but can't.
Yeah, I'm not sure if that Harley Quinn's actually in that glider or not. Though. From that video, it looks like the way it's cut. I think I could cut that like that.
Right.
I mean, that's pretty cool the way that's been set up. I mean, that's
Penguin.
Standard.
I mean, again, this is showroom stuff, right? Like, I want to see, and let me know in the chat. Maybe I'll put it up as a question here in a second. I like the racetrack. We know they could do it. By the way, Hanan's saying for the average user, quality doesn't matter. I think that's the key focus. I agree, but I do agree. VeVe needs to hype this stuff up from a business side, not the community, right? Because the community is already hyped up, right? Like, we already know what we're going to get. I'm going to take this poll down because it didn't excite people.
I wonder if they were Coke globes on the building.
If they had what?
Coke globes on the building.
Oh, I didn't.
They look like brown globes on the building.
They might have filtered it out and put in the Coke globe and
changed it
out. Yeah, they might.
It looks a different color, but it does kind of look like what I would call Coke globes.
So I'm going to ask: would you guys be satisfied with like a racetrack? Like, again, what do we need? Be happy right now with the VeveVerse. We don't need much. We just want to see something do. Let's see. I can't even type.
So the light doesn't look the best when it's going around, but it's a nice idea.
Right.
That gate looks really nice. I do like the gate, but that top view looks awful.
It does. That does look awful.
I think that's the best bit going up this tower.
Going up, right. And again, there's a lot of things going on in the background. That's cool. And he's putting as much detail as he possibly can. By the way, I'm going to ask, would you be happy with a small VeveVerse where you could just race our cars? So I'm going to put that in here. Let me know. I'm curious.
Let me just go grab another drink. I'll be with
you. Yeah. Go ahead. So yeah, let me know what you guys think. So here's my thought on the racetrack, SoCal. So I just want it so if you own, let's say, the DeLorean, you're not going to actually use your DeLorean to race. It's going to unlock a DeLorean and what they already have. So they're not going to have to worry about importing your car. It's just going to unlock the ability to race that in a race or around the car and eventually going through like a Grand Theft Auto world or whatever. That's at least a start. Like, I don't need my specific NFT digital collectible to actually be in the game. I wanted to just unlock that ability so I can race that collectible I have in the game. So that's kind of what I'm thinking. Would that be okay? Would that make you happy? Maybe it wouldn't. I want something small, like this whole idea of this big whatever. Let me walk in through my showroom, open a door, and there's a racetrack, and I can just go look at my collectibles. If I own it, I can go race it. I think that would be cool. So So, but SoCal saying it's not possible. I need social media integration. People should be able to one click into my home space from a tweet. Not, yeah, right. I agree. You want very little friction. I'm just going to keep playing this in the background so you guys can make comments. Not going to lie, wouldn't make me happy. Hopeful maybe, but definitely not. And that's what I want to know. So, I just want to see what they can do. And they're talking about the racing. So why can't we make this happen? Why can't we see the racing now? Let's see. Sugar Shane 420. Good to see you, man. Grand Theft Auto really blows us away. I'm so disappointed. It's a huge letdown. And they already have that made. Like you could literally kind of go in and switch things around and just make it like the VeveVerse. A race like game would be awesome, but what are they doing? They're lost. Well, I think it's just hard. Like again, if Meta couldn't do the metaverse, we're now asking VeVe, which is way smaller, it doesn't have the billions to invest to do the same thing. This takes me back to like Star Wars and George Lucas with the first Star Wars. You got to get creative, right? They don't have that type of money, so they got to get creative. And I think the only way to get creative is to make it interactive with the community. I think that's they don't have to worry so much about how it looks. It can't look like trash, but they have to work with the interaction between people. So, and we're waiting for Bob to get back. He's got something going on here. So, okay, a replicant, I get it, but only my collectibles can be in the instance, and it cannot be controlled with the avatar. Yeah, so I mean, there's going to be a lot of things. I'm just saying, having a racetrack as a start would be kind of cool to have. So.
I can't stop drinking proper 12. I don't know
why. It's all right. So, yeah, I guess we're gonna have to see. Oh, I know they're gonna be releasing more stuff. They're hearing us. They're watching this. I'm sure they're disappointed. They're probably not happy that some of us are talking crap. Again, I want to make sure that Mr. Falcon and Rizzo, all like what you guys did is amazing. Even for VeVe, this is good, but we need something different for the mass public. And I understand we are trying to just keep the people in here excited. Also, people were looking for alpha last night. They were like ready to buy. Like, what can I buy to flip the next day? Right. That's kind of what they were thinking. I'm going to pause it on.
I mean, the Coke truck, maybe. At least the trucks can move and stuff if they can.
Right.
But
right. Exactly. I can't.
That's the one plus I see here.
Right. Oh, that didn't work. I was trying to make it.
I mean, there is others, like I said, with the towers. Like he built them out of blocks, so there is them blocks already in there. I would say they're definitely the Coke globes.
Yeah, the Coke globes. Oh yeah. I see. I see what
them?
you're talking about.
Yeah, I would say they're the Coke globes.
Yeah, that's probably so. They're getting creative there. By the way, Mohammed, thank you for dropping by. Dan did say there's extras in there to build, like shapes, textures, accessories will be dropping on the VeVe next year. And again, this is not everything. This is a little bite of what's going on. My only complaint was that this should have been, they should have released the best thing they could have last night. And in fact, it didn't even have to be the real VeveVerse. It could have literally been a cartoon that was trying to create what their vision is, and then release it when they have it, what you could do. So, but they're working on it. Look, I get it. This is not easy. They've had some pitfalls after all the, craziness with the scamming going on after, January 2022. So,
I just read one of the comments in Sugar Shame 420. Grand Theft Auto really blows this away. I'm so disappointed in it. So Vice City Grand Theft Auto on the PS2, I think generally, like what you just said, I think this would actually be better graphics than this.
Yeah. I mean,
it's better than what we see at the demo, though. So you got to give it that. But from that quote there, what you just said about Grand Theft Auto, I can remember playing Vice City. So one of the earliest ones on PS2.
I like Vice City.
Yeah, I like Vice City. It's one of my
favorite. You can fly around. That was the one you could fly around on the planes and stuff.
It's pretty good, that one. It's the first one where you could go into the doors and go into the nightclubs and stuff like that. But yeah, it does look kind of that graphics.
So I mean, hey, so here's my thing, Sugar Shane 420. They should listen to all of us. They should hire all of us for ideas because we're saying it, right? Like we're literally as a whole just saying, we're all basically saying the same thing. Okay, this is better than you thought it was, but like we need something more. And I think it's you just don't want to be overly moon boyish or futterish, right? Like we just want to be, I want them to succeed. So hopefully they can take what I'm saying and not be little bitches about it. And I don't think they necessarily will be. I think they should take what we're saying and just
then
just
release
keep
their
working.
own one.
Yes, and release their own, right? Yeah, and here's a good point. You know, G Money, I'm not going to be building anything of that scale, and when I'm going to visit his space more than a couple times, maybe with mini games, but I don't see what's sticky. And I agree, like that's exactly right. Not everyone's going to build. I never really did showroom stuff. I tried, and it was very difficult, so I did it. So what are the masses going to want? Like the really hardcore people are going to build. I wasn't the type of guy in video games to build out houses and put in like sofas, but there are people who did and paid to do it. So that's just one aspect, but we need more stuff to do in there than just building rooms and stuff like that. So, and I agree with you, Mohammed. You know, graphics don't make or break a game. This looks good in terms of creativity and talent, which I agree, right? But overall quality looks like 90s, and we're currently in 2023. We just want a little bit, like, you know, throw in a little bit of 2023 in there. So, yeah. But Rizzo has made a statement on X if anyone has any questions. Oh, he did. I don't. Let's see.
Did you see?
Yeah.
Did you ever see the Helix Metaverse video I done?
I don't think so. When did you do that?
Well, quite a while ago. I must admit, it was quite a while ago. But that was literally like Grand Theft Auto, but with NFTs. Now the project's kind of been still waiting at the minute, and it was more promotional release than the actual footage.
Right.
But that looked really quality compared to what we're seeing here.
Yeah, I mean,
I do need to go back and have another look at that project to check they're all right, because they did go a bit quiet the other week, and I thought, oh god, is it right?
Well, that's the problem, right? Like this is not easy, and you know the thing is VeVe's still bringing in money. I'm just trying to check here this tweet here because I think there are. Let's see,
there might be some answers to some of the questions, maybe.
Yeah. Okay. So here's what he's saying.
But again, it's not a VeVe official person, right?
Right. So he said, seeing a lot of mixed feedback for VeveVerse demo last night. So just wanted to be clear a couple things. I'm going to read this, guys. So sorry, bad content.
One more thing before I forget.
Yeah.
This also don't showcase any of the community side of it. You don't see no one collaborating, don't see none of the videos, don't see no one making YouTube videos or anything, because we know we've got all that screen stuff. We can share multiple screens in there, and so this is showing literally the building process, I think.
Yeah, it's showing just one aspect, and I get it. So this is what he's saying. So this is from Tales from Rizzo, kind of explaining last night. He's got his point. So people say that some of the materials were poor quality, and I agree. But please note that there were the ones that I bought in and not VeVe. I wanted lighting, rain, fire, smoke, fog for this mini movie. So if these are the bad quality you're referring to, I do apologize, and will more than likely be removed and replaced by the ones that VeVe eventually add, which are high quality. Remember, we're just testing the features as the first beta testers, and I completely agree. And I think that probably should have been stated, that this a little bit more, that this is like not official, where it seemed like it was going to be more official. This was more fan art. And it says, also due to the fact that I was never making this as a demo for VeVe, it was just fan-made film myself and Falcon wanted to work on. VeVe then pivoted to use this instead last minute, just to showcase what you could do as a creator. And I'm truly honored and humbled they decided to use that, and not just here's our template with high quality collectibles and the VeVe home, which I'm sure they'll showcase very soon. So that's good. This is all good stuff to know.
Yeah, but he definitely don't need to apologize.
No, they don't need to apologize.
Because it was kind of half an apology there. You really don't need to apologize.
No,
you've done nothing wrong.
They've done nothing wrong. And I wouldn't even say, the only thing I'd say VeVe did wrong was just the lead up to this. They should have made it more clear that this is going to be a fan art demo, not make it seem like it's going to be official. I think that would have helped manage expectations, right? That's
the first one we should have seen should have been a VeVe official.
Yes, or again, manage our expectations. You know, under deliver, over promises. A whole bunch of things that they need to learn in business. And these guys are better businessmen than me. But this is like business 101. This is stuff I know. So if I know it, they should know it. It says it's also shot very fast, where I had to do close-ups using dynamic zoom in DaVinci, which makes the quality of certain shot not as intended and slightly degraded. I get it. So sorry if you felt disappointed. Again, he doesn't need to say he's sorry, but the quality, the stream downgraded the quality. We know that's for sure. We know that the streams, I don't know if Mr. V's here, if they were using StreamYard, but yes, that absolutely degrades stuff. Thanks to all of those that did like it. Saw the vision for what it was, understand that I'm just a fan, of creating and not a paid 3D architect. And
Yeah.
for those that rocked with all the app builds I made, but now want to throw shade because you don't like the company anymore, I guess. Anyway, so there you go. I think, and I'm going to have to comment later because I think that's cool.
Unfortunately, you're always going to get people that don't like the company at this point. So you're always going to get someone that don't like, even if it was perfect PS5 graphics, there's going to be someone in there.
There's always going to be people complaining. And like Mo, and by the way, Shankster, thanks for letting us know. And again, you guys should really go out there. And even if you didn't like it, if you liked it as fan art, I would let them know, because I do feel kind of bad that maybe they got the short on the stick. They had nothing to apologize for. It was good. Again, I couldn't do this. What Mo's saying is a lot of this stuff is easy, but he's coming from a totally different perspective who like designs games and stuff like that. So for most of us, this is a little sprinkle of goodness, I guess. But I was hoping for more. Definitely wanted more than what we got.
I'd love to know what that Tales, what was the name? Sorry,
Tales from Rizzo.
I'd love to know whether he's done anything like that, graphic designing or anything, or whether he's just like me and you, where we've just literally started building just because we can.
Like if he did before, I think he has some experience, but as a fan, like this isn't the first thing that he's designed, I think, with or made with Mr. Falcon. And let me know in the chat if I'm incorrect. So, but good for them. So, in fact, let me see here.
And there's another comment in there. I said, to wish your characters did something instead of just standing like they're statues. And I kind of agree with that, because everything in there is pretty much stale, apart from the Coca-Cola truck. The glider does seem to move. So if they move, you may be able to make the other characters move, but I'm not sure how smooth that's going to look.
In the real,
whereas the cars have wheels, right? So it's probably easier to move wheels in its legs, if that makes sense.
No, it does. And by the way, I went ahead and put up Tales from the Rizzo. If you guys want to go, make a comment. Be nice though. Again, he's just trying to do his thing, and VeVe kind of switched course and chose to use that to show. So I wish the characters did something instead of just standing there. Yeah, I agree, but that's going to be, I don't know if that's possible. Possibilities to create are endless. The level of interactivity control are very finite. Yeah, I agree. And then Big A saying, if they had any sort of mini game in the VeveVerse where the winner wins an actual collectible, that would be huge incentive to get people to go to VeveVerse, or even just win stuff for your showroom or
that's 100% better than doing the Discord giveaways, the Twitter giveaways. A lot of people are not in the Discord. I mean, I'm in the Discord, but I still can't post videos or anything like that in there, because I try and stay. I'm in the Discord. I watch the Discord, but I don't really take part in the Discord, if that makes sense, just because of how it used to be. I was always worried that even if I said something like, this video, this is too much high edition or something like that, it's not going to
you'll get banned from it, because they're very sensitive. They're very and here's my thought on that, and I actually am okay with it. You know what? If you're going to their Discord, you're gonna get their narrative, right? That's just how it is. That's why would they want somebody to come on there be negative? And if they want to kick you off, then fine, but don't go to their you go to their Discord to find out about drops and stuff. If you're going there to, in their chat, you're going to get people who are excited, and if you're not towing the line, they're going to kick you out, which I think is fine. That's why you need to have other people's Discord, like OG Vaults or something like that, where you can go in there and you can talk shit. Yeah, I just think you shouldn't attack people personally.
It also depends how you say it as well. If you were just saying,
that's right.
If you were just saying this is pretty much quite a few editions for what it is, the IP is not the biggest thing in the world and stuff like that, then I think they could accept that. Whereas if you were just saying, well, this company's going downhill, the owners are a bunch of backstabbing sly dogs and all this stuff, I think that's where they're going to have a problem.
Whereas
if you just say, I personally don't like this. What was the comic today? The Tarzan comic.
Tarzan number 216, everyone's favorite. Everyone's favorite, right? We've all been like, 214 was crap, but man, 216, I've been waiting for that one.
Yeah,
right. So I agree.
Everyone's not going to like everything. And as long as you say in the video, this is my personal opinion, I personally don't like this, it shouldn't be a problem.
No, I agree.
You're stating an opinion. You're not.
Yes, I agree. As long as it's just stating and you're not like beyond that, like,
Yeah.
using too many, negative.
F-bombs.
I mean, yeah, I think that's what it is. You can be negative, and like in here, you can be negative. You can be negative about me. Just don't be negative about other people. If you want to talk shit about me or whatever, just be nice to other people. But yeah, so Big A saying that the Discord is dead. A lot of the Discords out there are dead. That's the thing. Like people are. They're just not. Everyone's just kind of tired. We're in this bear market. We're waiting for something to change, and it's exhausting. Like you still making videos is amazing because it's got to be just exhausting. Because if you were doing this a year ago, you'd have 10 times the amount of people watching your videos, and now you're making such a small crowd. So people are just
especially if you like edited improved. The editing improved, and then the viewership just went down.
Just do what I do, make really shitty Happy Tree Friend videos that take seconds, and you'll get some people to watch.
Well, I'm gonna start chucking some more MMA stuff on the shorts, and maybe some more stuff, because I was actually just going to make another channel because I don't really want to feel like I'm rugging everyone, because obviously it's a VeVe channel, well, Web3 VeVe, Cryptoys, whatever you want to say. It's all them companies pretty much, but I mainly cover VeVe, right? That's mainly my
but thing. Like you need to kind of I guess do other things,
get bigger people in, and then to put like the boxing shorts on the channel sometimes may actually help people, bring people to VeVe, because the next video they may just watch that, they may see the history of Jurassic Park and be like, oh, I like Jurassic Park, so I'm going to click this, and then towards the end of the video they may get the article and they'll be like, hang about, what's this? So hopefully that works off with them sort of videos. So whereas before I was going to do it on a different channel, and just because I know if I'd done a different channel on any other subject right now, I would get monetized in probably a month max. Right. Now I've been 2 years in and I'm still 30 subs away and about 800.
Oh yeah, put me
God knows how many hours.
Put your YouTube channel in the private chat on here, and I'll put that out there so we can get people to join, because you are so close. The hours are what are
the problem.
It's the problem for most people, which is, for me, that I had the subs but not the because I wanted to get real hours, not short hours. But then I ended up getting, you need 3 million and 10 million on short hours, on short views.
Whereas the live streams definitely help that.
Oh yeah, the live streams definitely help.
Like that was never my bag. My bag was to make the detailed drop videos. Well, even that wasn't my bag at first. I was making kind of like Superstar Money videos, where I was picking any little hint of any subject and then making a whole video based on that.
Then doing some clickbait.
And then I never clickbaited anyone yet, but it was like the first year they were so inventive, them videos, but because the editing was pretty poor, I was pretty new and everything, it wasn't quite there yet. Whereas a year in, I started to run out of things to cover, because I was like, I've literally made a video about everything at this point.
Yes.
So then I started to do a bit more of the drop videos, and then I started to do the digs, and then I started to get actually kind of like doing them videos.
They are fun. The videos are fun. It's just the amount of time and trying to figure out how to do them, make it easier, or incorporating AI to make it a little easier. It still doesn't really work out.
Well, it's like me. I changed jobs from that night shift job. Well, I haven't actually got another job, but I've been part-time roofing, right? So that's been day shift, and I've been on night shift for 20 years.
Oh, yeah.
Literally, my other job was night shift as well. This job, 10 years, night shift. So I'm struggling to readjust now. And then half the time when I was at work, I wasn't actually doing work that last year. So I was making videos in the office.
You were doing VeVe stuff. That's
I was doing shorts. I live streamed with you a couple of times. We done Cryptoys in there. Even the Nanu and D, biggest bro. Like, we've all done live streams while I was at work. So now I know. So now I'm at a day shift. It's really hard because I'm only there for a couple of days, and then I have to actually find another proper job.
Right.
But it's been such a weird week this week, because normally I'm up to watch every Superstar Money video, 4 a.m. I'm already awake. So it's but I've actually had to sleep this week and then do some, and then I'm not getting home in time for the drops, and it's just been throwing my whole pattern off.
You need your sleep so you don't fall off the roof. But yeah, you'll find something that will fit. Because I'm a night owl too. I just work all the time. Like, I'll get up and work and then do whatever. I'm just seems that's the type of schedule I need. But I'm really a night owl. I think a lot of people in this space are night owls. By the way, are you
Yeah.
excited about any of this stuff coming? I think this should do, Spider Boy. I think this will do okay. Are you excited about any of the drops? We also have, I mean, nobody cares. I'm sorry, guys, but nobody cares about this. Sorry, not sorry. But this is interesting.
I'm not too sold on that one. I'm not gonna lie to you.
50 gems. That's a lot. And the edition size, there's 3 of them.
And the collectibles looks, I don't really like them.
I will say, at least the Secret Rare is animated this time, right? Yeah, this is an interesting new play on the characters, right? They look.
That's the plus that they're all animated.
Here, you know what? I haven't even watched this. But
it's been done in that cell shading style, like the X-Men, and I don't really like that style.
I'm not going to play the whole thing. I thought it was going to be just a little short, but yeah. So I mean, it's like cartoonish thing. Ronin at 600. That's actually a good min size. That will probably make you a few gems. Not financial advice, but
I don't even know who that is. So I'm going to have a look. I have no idea who Ronin is. I know who.
Well, yeah, you know who Hawkeye. Yeah, totally.
She's actually got some wicked covers in VeVe. She has.
Yes, she does. So I mean, this is this. I think we got a couple good comics. Again, we're just running out of. Like, I don't know what we're going to be getting. We got X-Men 1, right? Like, what do we have left? I know there's stuff left, but I just don't know. But at least I think people are excited about tomorrow. I'm excited. I'll probably
throw some. I like the look of that comic. My Collectibles did a good video about that, so he always gets you hyped about Spider-Man comics.
Right. Yeah, Big A doesn't like the style of the collectible, the Hawkeye collectibles.
But the thing is, with the new style, if you were to put them with an animated Boba Fett or something like that, it would not look right. If you was to put them with Professor X, it would look right.
Right.
Most of the collectibles we've got are the style we're used to now, and I think that's the way they should start. I appreciate trying new things,
right?
But I think these should have been the normal style. Maybe all the X-Men from now on should probably be the same style, just to make sense. And they were from a cartoon. I think that's where the style was from. The 1980s cartoon, 1990s cartoon, which is why we got the Professor X buggy that looks like a Jeep or whatever it is.
No, it looks like
a
bumper car. It looks like a bumper car. It's like we're in an amusement park and he's in his little bumper car and he's going to smash it. By the way, I didn't realize this because, again, I never read anything I look at. So this Ronin, you got to craft it.
Yeah.
So you got to craft this. That's crazy. So you have to burn. Let's see. Both holders of the Hawkeye and Kate Bishop digital collectible purchase either from the store market will be eligible for a craft to purchase. One of the Ronin, Hawkeye, and Kate will not be burned in the processes. So they're not burned. You need it. So it's okay. At least you don't have to burn it. So that's good. You get to
And even so I did know that. And even so, I'm still not that excited about this drop. I don't know why. I'm just not excited.
It needed to be 30 gems, and it still would have been. This is so true right here. Looks like Borderlands game style. Absolutely, it does look like Borderlands. Totally. Especially, this definitely does right there.
I mean, the characters are not the best. I mean, Hawkeye.
Kate Bishop, no problem. So, I didn't even read it to know that there was even crafting. So you're better than me. So, but like 50 gems.
Worst thing is, even I see it had crafting, and I've not been here for a week. BE, you need to catch up, mate.
I mean, my problem is that I'm just so exhausted.
Saying that, you were driving yesterday.
Exhausting from that, but just this whole 5-6 weeks have been just my body can't take it. I need to catch up and take a break, but I never do. And then Shelby Cobra went camping for a few days, so she's not even here. So I'm like, well, now I can go do some more streams, and I'm just killing myself. So G Money saying, why would one have sound, the other no sound? That's kind of effed up. That's because that's how they roll. Animated. Again, the secret rare should be the best one. This should be the secret rare, in my opinion. Casey BMW, good to see you. But you have to pay again for Ronin, right? So, you still have to pay for Ronin. And it says you're not guaranteed. Ronin crafting is not guaranteed for all holders of both Hawkeye and Kate. It will be available on first come, first served basis while supplies last.
I didn't notice that you had to pay for that.
Yeah,
that's one thing I didn't notice.
Yeah, you have to, list price is $50. So you got to have one. You got. I know I'm looking off to the side, guys, because it's bigger for me to look off to the side. But yeah, so you got to have one of them either from the store, the market. Oh no, I'm sorry, holders of both the Hawkeye and Kate digital. So you have to have both of them. So $100, maybe they go half. $50 and then another 50. So you're looking at least $100.
It's not worth it.
Yeah, that's I don't know. That to me, if VeVe is listening, probably not worth it. Again, this could have been a deal that they made a while ago, but we've seen them shift around. So
it's like the pencils. Even the pencils are struggling at the minute.
Yeah, what's going on with that? Where's my damn desk? Like
they're really struggling.
I want my desk.
Pencils are really struggling at the minute.
I mean, everyone knows, like, if you're trying to flip to make money or flip to buy other things, you got to get rid of it quickly. Very rarely are you going to get a jump like even the statue, the Bart Simpson statue, Homer and Bart, or the Ghost Rider statue. Like, you get these little bumps, but they're not real. So you're best to just get what you get and get rid of it. If you can make a little profit, save the money to buy something else later.
Did you watch the Simpsons episode yet?
I did not. I saw like a snapshot of it. I mean, I assumed it was probably pretty funny, because
I see a little bit about it, but I didn't really see the whole thing.
I'd play it on here, but I'll get a strike for it. Like,
in fact, I was actually tagged into a post, and I thought it was a rug pull.
Right.
Someone tagged me into a post about this golden Bart Simpsons thing, and as soon as I see the Simpsons in there, I was like, "What is going on?" I was like, "This looks like a dodgy tweet to me, like someone's tagged me in a dodgy tweet." No, I also didn't follow the person, so I was this looks fishy to me. And then in the end, I see 100 tweets about the Simpsons. I was like,
it's real.
It's actually a genuine thing,
and it was for real. Like, it had to have been about, at least in my opinion, it had to have been about the golden moments, right? The way it looked and everything. I just don't know how, so people are looking. There's people out there. So yeah, this is funny. So Big A, BE's gonna build his VeveVerse house out of broken animation desks. That's probably the best thing I can do with that desk. Mo's hoping there's something else. Did you get to see the Mark Cuban? I'm gonna see if I pull this up, the Mark Cuban thing, and we played it last night, talking about NFTs.
No.
You see that? Okay, hold on. Let me see if
I've literally missed a week, the first week in 2 years, because of the switch in jobs and stuff like that. This is literally the week I've missed the whole VeVe journey.
You feel like when you've done that. So let me see if I can pull this up real quick. And then I'm going to play this, guys. Let me know what you think. I think this is actually pretty good. Hopefully I can find it quickly here. Okay, so...
That phone.
Oh, man. I got to put this on here. So give me a second here, guys. I'm going to share the screen and then tell me what you think. So we're going to watch what Mark Cuban is saying about NFTs here. This isn't very long, guys. And then let me know what you think, because this is important. I want to do the Andrew Tate one, but it's too long and he's kind of a dick. But anyways, here we go. Yeah, imagine Andrew Tate being...
I'm not a fan, I must admit.
Yeah, I mean...
My nephew likes the guy, but I don't... Some things he says I can kind of stand, and then other things it's just not.
He's such a man's man.
Yeah, whatever. It's not really my...
He's a freaking dork and whatever nerd like everyone else. He just thinks he's cool. So, all right, here we go. Let's watch this, and I'm a billionaire. Now, he's obviously not saying...
Ghost 90...
not obviously not to spend all your money, but if you like it, just like art, that's, you buy what you like, and he says don't speculate. I say don't have an attachment to your collectibles unless you love it. If you're in here to try to make money, don't have any attachment and get rid of stuff quickly. If you love the stuff, I love looking for mints and putting in my vault and writing them all the way up or all the way down. That's what So SoCal, this would be financial advice, which I don't want to give. There was a time you could do this, and if there's a person who can do it, his name is Casey BMW. So where you can, put in some money. Like back in the day, this would be easy. Even if you weren't that good, you would get lucky and you could do this. To make that now on a drop, it's not easy, and you have to be quick. You have to know the prices. You have to know all the different mints, all of that stuff. So is it possible that you could, $200 a day profit with a $5,000 investment, 4 hours a day? Anything's possible. I mean, somebody could accidentally list a partner statue for $750, like I saw once. So yes, but in this market, it's not something I would try. And Denny OC, I did see this where, I think I read something that they're not going to have that anymore, which is I feel like part of the speculation why the Homer Simpson, Homer Bart statue went up, because they're not going to be doing that anymore. So I don't know. Hey, look who's in here! It's Duck and Cover.
Again, it's another woke situation where you can't strangle your kids anymore, so you can't have it in a
right. You can't. It's another. We're too damn woke.
Which is understandable, but again, it's a cartoon. It's like Dennis the Menace.
Right, I know.
Like, he don't even have a slingshot anymore. He's not allowed to bully Walter anymore.
It's ridiculous.
Because obviously bullying's not right. Mm-hmm. But that was the whole process of the comic. Like, why change stuff like that?
Absolutely. So Duck and Cover's here. You guys excited about your Paris trip? When is the trip?
So I'm actually gonna try and ring him after this, to be honest, because I've been out all week long and he's been messaging me so excited about certain stuff all week long, giving me video ideas, saying about I need to get my tickets and stuff like that. So yeah, I really got to catch up with him tonight and try and find that. But I think it's January.
Okay, so you got about a couple months before it happens.
But the room's booked, so thanks to him and his mate David, the room's booked.
Which is cool.
And I even said to the guy I'd pay him straight away, and he said, no, don't worry, we'll sort that when you get here. The guy, the absolute cracking pair. And I actually can't wait to just see him in real life and be able to just shake their hands and
I know it's nice
have a drink with them. And
exactly. It is nice to I've only done it with Kid Arcade, but to get to meet somebody that you see and make it real like this, it's nice that we can talk, whatever. It's just, and I don't need a lot of physical contact, but it is nice to actually physically meet somebody.
Yeah.
So that's gonna be fun. So congrats to you both that you get to do that. Duck and Cover, thank you for dropping by. Yeah, like Denny OC saying, times are changing as far as what we're, to the fact that we can't have Simpson, Bart being strangled. That's kind of crazy, but because it's old, like we don't have to forget about it. It happened. It's iconic, and now we've got a statue. So maybe that will, don't speculate, guys. Though maybe when it was $60, you should have bought it, but now.
If people are not stupid, though, that's the other thing. When they're watching a cartoon and they're seeing him getting strangled, they're not stupid.
Right.
They know it's not representing the real situation. And yet some people are just too bored.
That's what it is. They're just angry people, By the way, just on my question, decent amount of votes. Would you be happy with a small VeveVerse where you could just race our cars? 52% said yes. 48 said no. So it's 50-50. Of course, this isn't scientific, but it's 50-50. So again, it's one of those things where it's probably like I would love to see it, but it's not going to make my day. That type of thing. And guys, let me tell me in the chat if you actually heard what Mark Cuban was saying. I really like that video. Like I could just keep watching it because I think that is key. If you look at times in the past, again, not financial advice, but you look at old markets, the .com bubble, all of that. We are so early. When Amazon started, they were just selling, books, and now look what they're doing. Yeah, right. Like now they own the world, right? So, it doesn't mean VeVe is going to make it, but I do think that collectibles, they won't be called NFTs, digital collectibles, some form is going to make it. Something's going to make it. I hope it's VeVe. I hope it's Cryptoys. I hope it's a few of these other companies that I like, but you're not guaranteed anything. But you can dip your toes in, you can get involved. And if you like it, it doesn't matter what it does. Because again, like we like the community, I get to hang out with you. I get to hang out with the chat. That to me is what I like. That's what I'm getting out of it. Don't put all your money into this. Get what you like and be careful. This isn't like the old days where you just put money in and it's like a money-making machine. It's not. It's like completely, it's really hard to do that. Even if you get a secret rare. Look at the secret rare from the Bond thing. That's under retail now, or was earlier. So. But yes, I agree. Let's see. Duck and Cover saying, I've always been a Simpson fanatic, but stopped watching it years ago because it just sucked after like 13 seasons. My son literally spent like a whole summer watching every episode. It was crazy. I'm like,
Duck and Cover actually has like Simpson collectibles.
Oh, okay.
That's the one thing he actually brought over his life, like collectible wise.
Right.
Like Simpson stuff, which I think he actually has a really good collection, by the way, of Simpson stuff. But yeah, towards the latest series have started to get a bit more restricted than they used to be.
Right. Is that Eric? Thank you for coming by. Are you talking about the Mark Cuban video? Yeah, because I think that's maybe we'll make it. Like, I'm on house money, so I can keep it. I'm not starving, so I don't need to sell the stuff. Maybe it makes it, maybe it doesn't. I mean, you go back to even Bitcoin, right? Like that was the one that rose to the top. We obviously have ETH, we have Solana now that's kind of doing really well. There's only going to be a few of these things that actually make it in the end, but there are going to be some, in my opinion, that will make it. Yeah. So yeah, Mark Cuban, I love that. And he's a great businessman. So he may not be right all the time, but I think it's certainly worth listening to him. So yeah. And there you go. Eric's on house money. A lot of people are on house money.
So there's
a lot of people
me. So I don't have house money,
right?
Literally, but every little bit of money I had spare at the time was going into VeVe. But then I always knew. So my account, I've probably put in about 5-6 grand at this point.
Oh my Lord!
I tried to stop myself from buying stuff over $100. Right. Because I always thought if it was over $100, it was a huge risk. So the partner statue, that would have never been in my league. Maybe if I was a bit richer and I had a bit more money, I might have done that. Right. But I'm quite thankful that I kind of stuck to that 100 gem limit. I think the worst one was the Miles Morales I paid 400 for, but that was a one-off. And I did actually sell it for like 500.
As I say, that one, and I've done it, dude. I paid what? Was it $7.99 for that secret rare VeVe last mint, the 777 last mint secret rare? But see, I'm happy to have that. That's in my collection. I feel like if it becomes something great, if it doesn't, I literally just spent a lot of money for that. So, but it was house money, and sometimes I've made mistakes. I don't feel that was a mistake. I really wanted it. Mr. V knows when you want something, you put the value on it. And if somebody puts it out there and you pay for it, that's what it's worth, right?
But that's the other thing. Even though I had that 100, 150 gem limit, I still made mistakes. So I still brought Thanos rares,
right,
for 120 gems or whatever they were at the time, which are now sat at 7 gems. Oh,
I know.
So I also still had the same mistakes as everyone else, but they weren't as bad.
Right.
Because I wasn't willing to take. I mean, even if I had that money, I'm not sure I could spend what the partner statue, even 5 grand on the partner statue. I'm not sure I could pay that for what it was at the time. That always seemed inflated to me.
I've said I do too, and I think they all were. I do think, and I've said this before, and I don't want to upset people. I think partner statue will be one of the most expensive collectibles. Obviously, Miles Morales is more, but I do think it could potentially hit 1,000. The problem is it's going to hit some mark, and there's enough of us in there that will buy it. So, like, if I saw it go down to 1,500 at 3 digits, go to 1,500, I'd probably grab it.
But that's the other thing. We remember the old prices.
Yeah, we remember,
and people never see that. So
exactly, and Duncan Covers on house money. G43. Good to see you, man. Hey guys, Mark Cuban's vid is hilarious. I pivoted recently, just focusing on ultra rare, ultra grail comics. Well, I can hold, that I can hold with house money, and that's the thing. I'm looking for little things that I can buy. It is definitely gambling at this. It doesn't have to be gambling. You can literally collect if you want to, but there are a lot of gamblers, and that's what keeps this thing going.
Risky investment.
Yeah.
Although when you're doing drops multiple times, that's definitely gambling.
Right. Big A said it best. E-shooter. It looks like. Oh God, now I'm blinking on the game. What was it called? Big A. Damn, my brain. I'm so tired. Borderlands. That's it. Borderlands. So, Alluvium up 30%. PvP announcement. Let's see. I was running in the house money up to the point we are now. Hence why I have slowed down. I'm down to like 2,045 gems. So that's what I have in my market to play with.
I have
plus all my comics. But see, you could do it. There's been plenty of people. Back in the day, that's where you could get a $6.99 comic. And crap, it could be worth $2,000-$3,000. I've done that a couple times. That's crazy.
Whereas it don't happen anymore.
No, it doesn't happen.
Rarely,
the X-Men even wasn't worth $650, $750 when it first came out, and it came down, went back up a little bit. Big A, I hate you, man. He got that SR Miles, dude. That's awesome.
I didn't get any miles on the drop.
Oh, I'm sorry, Shanks. I'm saying partner. I believe partner can go down to. What came down to 1,500, I buy it. I still think that could possibly go down to 1,000. I hope it doesn't. I think
definitely, it's definitely a signature item. It's definitely one of the best items in the app, and like historically valuable. But I'm still not going to pay $5,000 for that. I'm just not going to do it.
Unless I could get that 1901, who that movie star has. What's her name? I don't remember. I don't know her name.
Fanny.
Yeah. If I could get that, but of course I think she has it up for like she was selling for like 100,000.
Fanny's actually going to the Paris event.
Oh, really?
French, right? So
yeah,
Duck and Cover's going to help me translate all that conversation.
Oh, that's cool if you get to meet her. I'm sure she has no clue who I am, but tell her I said hi. So, but that'll be fun. That will be fun if you get to meet her. I mean, good for her that she's got that. I know she has a partner that she buys with in the market, so it'll be interesting. I don't know if she sold. Maybe she sold it. Maybe she didn't. I don't know. I would love to have it. So Eric has 49 left. That's funny.
I know quite a couple of people that are going to that Paris event. Actually, there is quite a few VeVe people going. So
yeah.
And even when I was at Decon London, I met French people that were into VeVe, German people, and all sorts.
It's a lot of Germans that are involved. So Duck and Cover says, what do you all think about transfer fees being based on mint number? Because that's the one thing that didn't sit right with me. So, I mean, I tried to listen to the whole thing, but I feel like I missed that. Was that something Dan said? Because that's crazy since I'm a mint hunter. I don't like that at all. No, it shouldn't be based on mint number. It should be based on what makes it. My thing with the transfers, because a lot of it's so people don't transfer money. I think it should be a waiting period. They charging us more fees for a mint number. I don't know what that does, but as far as for criminal activity, they should probably, if you buy one, you have a waiting period before you can flip it. I'd be okay with that, but no, I'm not okay with that. Sits horribly. It does not sit with me well at all. Dude, that's crazy.
Same collectibles should be the same price.
So I think Stanley Collectibles, I thought they would be good, and I made fun of Shelby Cobra for selling hers at $425. Mine's worth $200 now, and it jumped to $800. Should have sold it and bought back in. If the SR goes down a little bit more, it might be worth picking up, but you never know. I
actually like them. I brought them all.
I do too.
I did like sell them at one point because I see the prices were going down, so I did manage to make a profit. But I will pick. If I get some extra money, I will pick them back up at one point. Maybe not the super rare. It depends what the price is.
It's a little expensive. Yeah, I would do it. You guys got to, if you do like talk or whatever, like do like a little interview. I'd love to see it. I think it'd be kind of cool.
Yeah, well, I'm hoping I'm going to persuade them to actually do something where we are staying, whereas we all sit on the same webcam, the same mic, and be like, "Hello, guys," That would be pretty cool.
Yeah, it would be cool. God, look at that. G43 got SR 1975 giant size X-Men, sold it for $5,000. Even that, that's a little while ago. I don't know if it still sell for that much, but it still sell for thousands. So yeah, that's awesome. Congrats on that. And I've had things like that before, but like it just doesn't happen anymore. Dan talked about the fee being calculated by an algorithm that judges the fee based on mint in the market. Yeah, that's ridiculous. I mean, but again, they're just throwing that out there. I don't think that's going to happen. People will be up in arms if they do that. So
you already pay extra for the lower mints anyway. You shouldn't have to pay even more.
Right, that's exactly right. I'm already paying 10 times, 5 times, 100, whatever, and you're getting profit off of that.
Yeah.
Again, the whole thing with the transfers is just they're not doing it because of money laundering and stuff like that. And I like what they talked about, how you're gonna have to be more active in the app, maybe to get that, to be able to do transfers. And I think it's okay to have a waiting period. Maybe you can't do anything for 2 weeks or 90 days. Probably not 90 days, that's too long, but maybe you can't trade it for 30 days. That way you're not getting it to flip real quick. Kind of make it harder to do the money laundering with that.
Even the MCP could come into play at that point.
Yes.
You could use that as a benchmark of who could trade.
Yes, exactly. I think that's kind of what he was talking about. I think that's kind of what they were, either MCP or amount of collectible, whatever it may be. So I think that would be good. By the way, just because it was so much fun, let's watch this again and we can talk about it. Here, we'll restart it here. We're going to watch this.
Need to share your screen.
Oh, yeah, that would help to share the screen.
It's all right. I do it all the time, man.
I see it going on. So
I'm a pro at that.
We can talk through this, guys, in the chat. If you see something you don't like, just type it in. But yeah, so I mean, again, I couldn't do this, so congrats to Rizzo and Falcon for putting this together, and they have no need to apologize for this. It's just VeVe needs to put out something from their vision. Cars. Where's my damn jetpack? Where's my jetpack? I guess this is last minute. So Dan decided last minute to actually use this. So
the thing is, this must be one of the better pieces in there, as they wouldn't have used it.
Right.
That's my feeling on it.
Yeah.
This was probably their favorite, what they see, to then put it out as the first.
Exactly. I'm not sure how the vehicles are moving, G-Money. I mean, this is all sorts of things with Photoshop and After Effects that you can take all this out.
Yeah. Whereas if it's already built in, that's going to be 10 times better.
Right.
It's like there, even though we can see her in the glider, is she actually in the glider, or are we animating it to look like she's in the glider?
Right.
Because I know I could probably animate that to make that look like she's in the glider like that.
Yeah, I mean, you can certainly put her in there, lock it, like in After Effects, have her appear in there moving with it. There's tricks to do this, so. I mean, I love trailers, so I like music. I think the music is moving, and it's, a little long for a trailer, though. But here's our little sticker on the side there, right? Yeah. Oh, I wanted to pause it. Damn it. Oh, whatever. Fucking today. So
it's definitely good at
Falcon. Yeah, look, these guys did a good job.
It's worrying because I do think that is going to be one of the best in there. If VeVe picked that to showcase.
Right, that's a very good point. That this is what they picked to showcase. They don't have their own thing, right? That's why not. Why are they not putting the effort into? Maybe they will after what everyone said, and we can just play.
And all the characters he pretty much used, all them series are pretty much still characters as well.
Yeah,
not a lot of them move. All the Batman black and whites, none of them move.
Right. Let's see. Duck and Cover saying, keep in mind that they're working with what we have. Some random shit. Wait a second. Is Duck and Cover? Is he a beta tester?
Not as far as I know. No.
Oh, okay.
But he is right. It's like what I was saying about the buildings, what the Batman was standing on. That's all the shapes, the textures, what they were working with. So that he literally made that tower out of nothing, out of cylinders and blocks. So it's pretty cool that way.
It is cool. And look, the VeVe logo there. Yeah, I love that Joker too. I don't want to pump my bags, but I do own one of those. I feel like this is a good production, but I want to see a full walk around the VeveVerse. That's exactly right. Like, that's what we need. I want to see inside the building. And you know what? They're still in the beta testing. So maybe this was the mistake was they just did this a little too early. Dan was saying, though, that they're going to try to bring people in. They're going to try to increase that, get the second group of beta testers in, then maybe 100 at a time after that, and keep building it. Which is good. Like, they need to get people in there to break it so they can make it as good as when it releases. I just, manage expectations, guys.
It's like the way they've done that close up of the Harley Quinn. That's kind of telling me she's not actually flying above us. That kind of tells me it's been kind of filmed like a movie sort of thing.
Exactly.
Cut to make it look like she's flying.
I do love that collectible. By the way, Dr. Strange, good to see you, man. What's good? Things are good. Obviously, some people are up in arms with this, but definitely. I don't have Rizzo's tweet. Let me see if I can pull this up. So, you guys, won't let me copy this in.
That Coke truck's definitely my favorite bit, though. I know I own like 3 Coke trucks, so.
If you guys want to look, here's a link to the tweet or the X, whatever hell they call it, from Tales from Rizzo. You guys should check that out. He explains what is going on here. He's for some reason he's apologizing like he did something wrong. He did nothing wrong. He was just explaining explaining why things weren't so good in the video, why some things were good. And again, he didn't have to apologize. He and Mr. Falcon did a good job with this. It's just why this should have been coming from the top. VeVe should have been doing this. To do this last minute was a mistake because they hyped it up way too much for what we got. So
and it should have been on VeVe's official.
Right.
Because if it's not everyone's going to watch every single channel that's about. So this should be going to every single person in VeVe. So the VeVe official.
Right. So Hanano, again, I'm no expert to be better. Like Mo knows a little bit more, but like for instance, I could do zooming and all this stuff in After Effects. So I don't know how much is done actually within the app and how much he's doing outside of the app.
So
maybe he's doing it all in the app, possibly.
You know, you mentioned a tweet earlier, what he put out on. There is actually a comment in there that says, "How are these cars moving?"
Oh, okay.
And it says that is a function in the VeveVerse.
Oh, okay. Well, it makes sense, right? Like we already know we could do that with cars. So okay, that's some good information there.
Whereas he hasn't used like an outside editor to then make a move.
So again, that's kind of cool. And again, this is not an easy thing to do. I don't know how many times I could say it, but if Meta couldn't do it, why do we think VeveVerse is going to somehow put together something in 3 years? They just have to reinvent the wheel here and not worry as much about the graphics, but make the interaction amazing. And how do they do that? I don't know. That's what I guess we have to decide what we want to see. But yeah. Here you go. Eric saying, I don't see why people get so mad when it's just a collector's app. This VeVe community is very sensitive. I've noticed I'm part of VeVe, but I'm just from observing. Yeah, I mean, people are very sensitive. A lot of people, a lot of money in here and lost money. And so they're holding on to, this dream of something bigger, which I think is going to happen. It's just going to be a long time. You talk to Michael Campa, you're looking 5-10 years down the road. This isn't going to happen tomorrow. Yeah, I say 5 too.
We're in 2, 3, 2.5.
Right. Well, I say 5 more. I'm saying 5 more. You say 5 total.
It's like all the content creators at first. Everyone was like, yes, 5-year plan. And then they all dropped off 2 years in.
Right. Exactly. Right. Let me see if I can pull. Oh, I can't just pull this up, can I?
Yeah, I think 5 years before we see some sort of like pick up back in everything, if that makes sense.
Right. So like tomorrow, just so we'll put this up here. Tomorrow we've got Superboy. I'm Spider-Boy, Superboy. God, I can't even think. Spider-Boy tomorrow, which I think people are gonna be happy. SoCal saying it's done inside cavernous. Yeah, exactly.
Unreal Engine 5 tools. So that's good. That's good news.
The thing is it's okay, being a Moon Boy or a Futter, you got to be something kind of in between. Just be real. Like last night after I saw the demo, I'm like, oh, this is pretty good. I'm pretty happy. And then Mo's like, no. And then he explained why. And I'm like, okay, maybe I kind of agree with you. You just have to be open to hear other opinions. Just not be too nasty, right? And don't be too, like this is the greatest thing ever.
Yeah. So I definitely think it's better than what we see at the VeveVerse demo.
Right.
But I can also understand that it's one scene, one scenario. He's trying to recreate Arkham Asylum. So you're not seeing all the Disney stuff. You're not seeing all the collaboration stuff.
Yeah, there's a lot of things we're missing. Right.
Yeah. So I can give him credit for that. But I can also agree with Sugar Shane's comment in there that was like, this is no better than Vice City right now. I can agree with the graphics in Vice City is probably better.
I was just saying, and you can actually do stuff. And the idea, and Mo was saying this, a lot of the characters we're not going to be able to get movements in the arms and all that. So that may be the possibility. More of like Dan saying, having something might unlock your ability, give you utility. Having the car, having this character might give you access to things. I think that's the best way to do it. At least at the beginning, this idea that we're going to have to incorporate our actual collectible into the VeveVerse other than in a showroom, I don't think we need that. We just wanted to unlock that collectible, a version of that collectible that we can use within the VeveVerse, because that's gonna be a lot easier to put out.
Yeah. So you was supposed to be able to manipulate them. First 2 weeks when I said about the beta testers, they were saying that you could manipulate certain arm movements and the still collectibles. You could change their pose pretty much. We don't see any of that in that video though.
Right. So yeah, I don't know if that's something that can be done now or whatever. So if that's the case, well, okay, cool. But like, again, not everyone's going to be going in there to go manipulate things. We want to be able to interact with people and have fun stuff that just, happen automatically, right? Like there's going to be people who want to put together these rooms and spaces and stuff, and other people just want to go in and observe or communicate with other people. This is a really big idea, and it's going to take a while to put together. So at least Dan was at least a little more upfront about the time frame. I would not expect anything amazing anytime soon.
It's actually good to see Dan talk for a change.
Right.
Even at the events, you don't really hear Dan talk, and everyone's surrounding David, but no one surrounds Dan at the time.
Right.
I remember seeing Dan at one point at the English Decon stood next to me in a line at the artist Thumbs booth, and I literally turned around. There was not one person near him. I'm there talking to the artist at the same time. Then I turn around, look.
Oh, you're kidding! Nobody's talking.
There's Dan standing right next to me, and I'm just like, oh. Hello, Francis.
Right.
I nearly died of shock, sort of thing. And there was not one person near him yet. If you see David do the whole event, there's lines of people waiting to speak to the guy. It's so crazy the difference between so you don't really hear a lot from Dan.
Well, maybe that's going to change now because a lot of people heard him last night, happy or not, right? They're gonna,
and he's definitely doing the VeveVerse side by looks of it.
Right. Yeah, it looks like that's his game.
So, and then obviously Rise is probably the Omi side. Not that we hear too much from him anymore, but he's definitely that sort of side. And then you've got Alex, which is basically the front man, the promotion, the hype man.
Yeah.
Seems that sort of the marketing side.
Right. Right, totally. Hey, Troy Carthy, good to see you, man. He's saying Fudders and Moon Boys are opposite sides of the same coin. Both are equally not good, in my opinion. I agree. And both are so sensitive, dramatic to one another. Pretty comical, but best not to interact with them. I mean, that's the thing. Like, even, that's right. You just got to be somewhere in between. It's okay to be negative. It's okay to be positive. But you need to be a realist if you're going to convince anyone else. Like, you got to realize when things aren't great. You got to admit to yourself, okay, this isn't great. What do we need to do to course correct so we can get more people into the app? Because in the end, that's what we all want. We want it to be successful. Talking cover saying Dan is the guy I want to talk to. Is he going to be there? He's going to also be at the
Dan and David both are. I'm not sure who the other speakers are. Most of them are French, so I've got no idea. I may do a kind of like a deep dig on some of the people speaking, just so I know what they're doing.
Right.
If that makes sense. Whereas I've done that on the decon, I went to visit, and then when I walked around the decon, I actually knew that artist, I knew that artist because I'd already researched it. Whereas before, I wouldn't have had a clue who they were.
Right.
So I think that might help.
I think it will. It will definitely help. So there you go. Dan was easy to talk to. We spoke with Dan more than David. Yeah, I think he would be easier to talk to. Let's see. It got to spend an hour with Dan. Wow. There you go. He's too drunk and missed it. LOL. I don't know. Like, see, it's so fun. I'd be so interested to see what these guys, like, who do they know in the space? Like, would they even know, like, Mo and I? Would they hate us? Would they be upset? You know, like, it's hard to tell.
I always think that.
Yeah, you know, like, and it doesn't even matter whether they know if I exist or whatever. But if they hate me, I would be interested to know that, so I could talk to them because I probably said some stupid stuff. I can be honest. But you know, I'm still impressed with what they've done. By the way, I'm trying to think. Do you want to go for a little bit longer? Because if we do, I gotta go get some Tylenol. I got a little headache going, so I don't.
Well, I'm gonna go for a toilet, but I'm happy to call it now if you want, and I'll come see you tomorrow if I get back from work. That is.
If you get, because we got the drop tomorrow. The Spider-Man, and I'm not going to do Frozen. I've got too much stuff. I think tonight, though, and I haven't heard back from Fromy and the biggest bro. We're supposed to do something because I'd like to talk to Fromy about this since he is a beta tester to see what's up. But I'll have to see if that's actually going to happen. Let's call it just because I got a little headache going. Probably been pushing myself too much. But everyone in the chat, thank you guys for coming by. Do you have your link real quick?
I haven't got one set up.
Go get your links. I can put it in there. You guys really need to join Bob, watch his videos. He does live streams too. He's so close to getting his like monetization light. And even though it's not going to be like a big money maker, it's a good milestone. He still needs some hours, but if we can get him to that, you're almost at 500. You're so close. So
yeah, I'm nearly there.
So yeah, if you get that out. And you put it in private chat because then I can. I don't think I'll let you actually put the link in. But yeah,
probably not.
Definitely, guys. Good seeing you. Tune in tomorrow. I should be on tonight with Mo Knows, hopefully with Fromy and the biggest bro. Again, I don't have the time, so they're Pacific time, so it's gonna be later. Could be around 9 or 10 Central Time, maybe even a little later than that. So check that out. Keep an eye out on Twitter for that. Love to hear your guys' opinions. Let me see here.
I just put my last video in the chat.
Okay,
that's Jurassic Park.
Can you put that in the private? Put in the. Can you hit the private? Because then I'll put it in there. Because then it'll be clickable. People are so lazy if it's not clickable, right? Like it. I get it though, because I'm the same way, right?
I didn't even advertise. I didn't even realize when I was advertising in the VeVe feed, no one could click the actual description until someone said, "You do realize, Bob, no one can actually click that." You just,
I know.
You're better off just telling people your channel.
Right. So there you go, guys. Just go click that. Check out his video, like it, subscribe, hit the like button for me if you don't mind. If you haven't subscribed, go ahead if you want to. But it was good seeing you. Any last words, Bob, before we head out of here?
Yeah, thanks for catching me up. It's been emotional missing everyone this week. I must admit, it's been so strange. 2 years of my life, and this last week has just been horrible for me. So yeah, thank you for having me. Thank you, chat, and I will be back to my actual channel, my Bob Sales videos in the next week, I hope.
Very cool, very cool. And again, thank you, Bob, for coming by. Everyone, thank you. And until next time, probably tomorrow for the Spider-Man Superboy comic. It's been good seeing you. I will see you later. All right. Bye.